Hello, good morning. This is Falcon's Frontier. It's for the journey. We're here on the continuing journey in the spectacular Skyrim. We're here to walk onto Solitude, embrace it, and then head over to Dawnstar. A journey of ambience and wonders, subtle moments of the spectacular yet engrossing spaces of this unparalleled space, the annals of creativity as we wander through, in moments of reflection and solitude, contemplative silence and light commentary. This is Falcon's Frontier, welcoming everybody aboard. So without further ado, let's embrace solitude and walk on to Dawnstar. So we've emerged here in the spectacular vista, the tundras in the distance, and the spaces that define a new day. A dawn here is indeed nothing like the emergence of first light. These subtle moments of both first light and dusk, which really add to the exceptional palette of different experiences that one can savor as we make our way expeditiously towards our intended goal, and that is Solitude. Dawnstar will sit on the jetties extending out in solitude, listen to the bell, and have moments of reflection. Again, spectacular in its presence, and a moment we'll have very shortly as we stand atop some of these spaces, look on out, as we journey on into the distance and catch the light of a new day. Okay, a very impressive view out here. And there in the distance, in a spectacular moment, in gaining a real perspective, these spaces, and in the distance, we can just gain sight of our intended destination. The icy spaces beyond that. Let's have a moment of reflective silence. Spectacular view of a new day here in Skyrim. Impressive clouds and moments which all these subtle details really add to the spectacular aesthetics as we appreciate every moment. Let's do some. We're botanists, we're ability to harvest both flora and fauna. And let's head on over to our intended target in the distance. We gain sight now of spectacular larger spaces, the cities, the hamlets, the singular dwellings, each with their own story to tell, their own space to accomplish, their own roles to fulfill. So let's head on over and experience the subtleties and engrossing moments as we gain a healthy dose of much deserved solitude. The subtle art of negotiating. If we do come across any hostiles, we'll be sure to remove them from our presentation. That's for perhaps another adventure. Let's reach solitude in one piece if we can. Pursuit we are all seeking, and perhaps we can offer it in some small measure here as we make our way. Gain subtleties, making sure that we can just take note the wondrous undertones, the layer upon layer of both sights, sounds and spaces which make up a hugely and genre-defining ambience. That is Skyrim. From botany, harvesting both plants, could be creating a range of different potions, and we luckily avoided any intention for us to be avoided any attempt on us or predators in and around Skyrim. It's a wonderful interconnected pathway as well. Keeping to the pathway is, of course, recommended. As we make our way. From the dragon shard scaly mountains, the mist, to the quiet meadows and the distant tundras that make up yet another highly engrossing and detailed part of this wonderfully woven tapestry in different experiences. Harvest what we can and where we can. Amazing contrast between the ambience under the cover of night, the refreshing breeze, and the lighter day. Really adds to the exceptional depth and highly detailed space of this journey. Well, let's see if we can negotiate our way down this rocky pass. It's the ability to walk on, traverse, very steep gradients, a skill if you know the path. Uncanny ability to negotiate steep gradients. Well, it seems that we can see Solitude in the distance, so we're getting ready for our moment. To be the exceptional presence of yet another spectacular location here in Skyrim. Making sure that we observe moments in silence. Reflection. Such as the flora and fauna that changes with each subtle. And there we have it. Pursued this time by a very hungry predator here. Let's see if we can evade. Our moment of solitude was interrupted by once more the creatures. We have to try, we're going to include this, we're going to try and evade. He's not going to give up, I fear. Let's see if we can make our way down. Ability to negotiate rocky cliff faces with great ease. Another spectacular view. Fear we've lost him, so let's continue the journey. I hope we've lost him. Let's continue the journey. It's to be expected. All creatures in Skyrim are active, such as the wonderfully diverse ecosystem. Let's continue through. There's an inadvertent retrieval of our sword and our potent magic. Just get so entranced and lost in the solitude, in the spaces, that to trigger a moment where you just inadvertently press key or an event. Again, there is Solitude. Let's journey on. Carnivorous trees, distances and spaces. Considering this was an evolution released in 2011, still a remarkable atmosphere, especially the clouds, dynamic layers in the clouds. Just feel that fresh mid-morning, afternoon, noon air as it fills our lungs with that refreshing restorative ambiance. More of the creatures that we like to see in these sessions. Massive deer and elk wandering through, grazing. Again, another spectacular view. As we administer out moments in subtlety to patch up any rough days. What better ointment, what better medication, better solution to your rough days, the troubles, and to journey on through. A refreshing serving of herbal tea, perhaps rich and rewarding hot chocolate. This is the digital equivalents. This is the virtual or the mythological equivalents. Because it fills the mind with inspiration, stories, and lore. A subtle, yet capacity within all of us to appreciate creativity. So when we get to Solitude, we'll conclude our session as the first stage, and then head over to Dawnstar in the additional session. Again, a spectacular view of the trees in the foreground. moments to really define pinnacle of creative endeavors. And there we have that's a site there. Not sure whether we should proceed a little bit further in. It's a moment now. Enjoy the subtleties and silence. Well, let's see if we have to cross the water to get near the boat, so we can all of a sudden changed from the autumn moments to icy spaces. here we have the signature bell. So let's head on over and conclude our little journey. The beginning here in Solitude. We're welcoming the night once more. Let's find a spot and really the spot and really catch the light as we hear that iconic bell. Signature bell that is part of this space. Let's find a location. And Fox Frontier will leave you with this sight as we take a moment once more to embrace the solitude, and we'll resume with our journey to Dawnstar. We'll explore Solitude as well. Fortunately, we have that sound. Let's try and get rid of that sound. Perhaps I'd hop onto the boat here. Sounds, the rigging and the hull. Well, this is Falcon's Frontier. Hope you've enjoyed the journey. Again, a few mishaps, as our intentions were to have a moment and just enjoy the journey, but hopefully it was to one's preference, and we'll continue our journeys both in Skyrim and many other worlds. But for a moment, let's, as it were, embrace the subtleties and wonders here in Solitude. And the next session, we'll head on over to Dawnstar. This is Falcon's Frontier, leaving you with the sight of Solitude for a few minutes until we close. Until next time, remain inspired, and goodbye for now.